let's jump in. This game is called the Thaumaturge. Has a cool narrative focus, not unlike the other game we were playing earlier, or the other day rather, Banishers: Ghost of New Eden. The game takes place in Poland, I think Warsaw specifically, in the early 1900s. And let's jump in for how shall we? Are you sure you want to start a new game? Am I able to handle it? I think I'm mature enough. Let's go, baby. Thaumata. So yeah, it means miracles. So a tempermancer, yeah, so we're like a miracle magician. And I think this is the kind of game where there's monsters, there's magic, kind of, sort of. It's not like it's made up. It's not like this is snake oil salesman stuff. This is like, in this universe, there's real stuff. Secrets lingering in persons or places. They're called flaws, with a capital F, or stigmas imprinted on the human psyche. So kind of like a doctor of souls. It's wild because, yeah, again, Banishers, it's like you're kind of like Ghostbusters. Here, it's like we're ghost conjurers? Ghost doctors, maybe. To fully name the essence of a thaumaturge without being born one. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm excited. We'll check this, make sure I didn't miss any message from Gracie. I'm glad we got our new doggy. I can tell it's a little bit overwhelming for Gracie because, again, she's never had a dog before. But she's been doing a really good job with her, and I can tell she really likes her too. So we're all happy to have our new doggy.
For years I've been seeing you in my dreams, and lately more and more. I know it's you, but I can no longer recognize your face. I don't know if I'd recognize you if I saw you.
A lot of talking. Yeah, I think I did see there's a lot of dialogue, a lot of reading.
I hope your condition hasn't
Wouldn't shock me
much since you last wrote. I can hardly imagine what a nightmare you're going through.
Oh my.
Remember, you're not alone. I'm sure our father would be happy to help, if only you asked him. I assure you that for now, I haven't said a word to him about your search or your health, just as you requested.
There's a prominent mustache that fella had.
He doesn't know your intention, and with God as my witness, he'll not find out from me.
Now, my GPU is not the fanciest.
The only thing that can help you is a miracle. But such itinerant miracle workers, preachers, and folk mystics often take advantage of those in grave condition who are desperate or seeking help.
I don't have the fanciest GPU on the market. I got a 6800 XT, so
you're pursuing can
it's enough.
Ease your mind. But if not, remember that in the end, we will find a way to help you. Just because we can't see it now does not mean it doesn't exist.
His eyes are very sullen. He's not been sleeping well.
As soon as you get there, I want to know you are safe. With as much love as I have. Ligia.
Wherever we go, we have the spirit with us. Whether we want it there or not, I mean, doesn't seem like the kind of thing that's helping much. Probably hard to get good sleep when you have a nightmare demon staring at you the whole time.
Could you spare a moment for me? I'd like to send a telegram.
Of course. Pardon me, sir, but are you feeling all right?
Yes, thank you.
You look a little fucked up, bro.
Not looking your
Yeah.
best.
Thank you.
What's your message?
Play a trick on him? Or do we want to be all business? I mean, I'm curious what the trick is. So, I'll go with play a trick on him. But, like, this guy seems like he's, again, just all business, all seriousness. So normally I would say, like, we'd kind of be in character. But my curiosity is gonna win out here.
Take this down, please. Arrived. Very beautiful views. People honest at first glance. Sincerely, your barely living cripple.
So it's not so much play a trick, we're just...
To cause offense.
Well, then strike that, please.
We're just being a dick.
Take this down, please.
Play a trick on someone. Just that's a nice way of saying just be a piece of shit towards them.
Receive me. I will write as soon as I am able.
And payment?
On receipt.
Anything to add at the end?
Aggravate your father. Aggravate your father. That's an odd. That's an odd. What do you call it? Signature at the end. You know, sincerely, best wishes, with love. Aggravate your father. Super Hobbit. No, we'll just say something positive.
Please add my love to you, my sister.
Touching. From whom?
Fuck you, Dad, comma, Victor.
S-Z-U-L-S-K-I. And Victor with a W, not a V.
Interesting name. Where's this headed?
Warsaw. Russia.
And this is supposedly Georgia. Russia here and Russia there. Russia everywhere. On every map.
Maps change.
Early 1900s.
No, I know. Let's get on with it.
Pardon?
I was talking to myself. Which way to the village?
The coachman is picking up the mail. Maybe he'll give you a ride.
Thank you.
Loony.
You ever just talk to yourself and or the demons that are lurking about at all hours of the day? Can move freely, all right. Oh, so it's mouse controls or WSAD. It's easy enough then. So yeah, I've been warned. I've been warned. There's a decent bit of reading. I'm not gonna read everything out loud. Usually what I do is I try to hit the highlights. I usually kind of skim and call out something that catches my eye, but there's probably a lot of flavor text that is nice and helpful when it comes to kind of setting the scene, but not necessarily like, oh, I have to memorize all these things. So a lost letter. So it's to Antony from... Alright, so someone else's letter. So the person says, haven't received anything for a while from you. Uprooted from my homeland and sent to a foreign land among foreign people to fight under the... okay. Not terribly surprising. This would have been... Would early 1900s, would that have been World War I or maybe pre-World War I? Because I know World War I would have been like... Well, I guess I don't know. I'm thinking it would have been prior, maybe. Would have been 1900s, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, I live among people who hate me, and I'm losing my health and my mind, cultivating the land that I fertilized with the blood and flesh of its sons. Can't leave. Okay. Oh, and it's heavy. Yeah, heavy censorship. So it's something that is deemed unbecoming of the motherland might not get sent. Yeah, one of those kinds of things. It was 1800. Oh, okay. It was 1800s. Yeah, for some reason I thought it was like early 1900s. There's a miracle worker here. I assumed that we were the titular Thaumaturge, but maybe we're looking for like a colleague of sorts. Looks like these things are kind of highlighted for us, by the way. Things that are of note. Gentry, snobbery, and listen to what I tell you. The times are changing. There's talk of revolts and guerrilla warfare. We have to protect ourselves, he says. Go to the bank in Tiflis and take a loan against half of our assets in the Caucasus. Just in oil. Railroad is getting there. Okay. So some... Oh, we're actually getting experience as we're kind of gathering intel. It's kind of general intel. Kind of like the WSAD movement as opposed to mouse only. This is the guy we just talked to, obviously. Railway station, there we go. It was early night. Okay, yeah, because I think this game takes place in like 1905 or like early 1900s. So we have exceptional perception. Okay. Is there a thing I have to do to make that happen? Or does it, maybe we just have that automatically? So I don't have to press a button to make, oh, there we go. Right click. Okay, so we're kind of being guided this way with our perception. Warm coat. God willing. Good conversation. So as it is right now, we're just kind of exploring. Does chug a little bit on certain occasions, but I think it's mostly just loading stuff into memory. Hopefully once we get to a certain point, it'll be a little bit smoother. No more days of marching and then I'll be free, he says. Walks around with the book. I think they're talking about me. Although, you can't see it right now, but in the intro sequence we had a book, clearly. So Typhlis, that's the name of the place that one guy advised the other person had to invest in oil. There's a rally, proposal set up by a minister. Olegian. Cossack troops. Okay, yeah. Yep. Enter the conference room, wreaking havoc, and yeah, 60 people killed. Jesus. 100 people injured. Alright, so it's unsurprisingly pretty gross stuff, and we're getting kind of general intel about that, just general happenings right now. This might be the guy we're looking for.
Hello.
Poland broke free, yeah.
By any chance?
It sounds like that's what we're reading about.
Where else? There's nowhere to go here, sir. The station, the village, and the cemetery. That's all. A horse can't go any higher.
The village is what interests me.
Well, if you've got reason to be there, climb in.
So is it just locals living in the village?
Who else would want to live in a shithole like this?
That's the spirit.
I actually meant, is there anyone visiting? A guest?
Ah, you
He hesitates.
some healing. Well, he's no guest here. He's been here months, my friend. The people are tormented, so he's sure got folks to heal.
Where might I find him?
I bet he's still in the tavern. He prays this time of day. Oh, he prays a heck of a lot. You getting in, or what?
I want to explore around a little bit longer.
Can you wait for me a minute? I want to take a look.
I have a feeling this is a broken bridge.
Well, I'm not going to leave you now, am I?
I might be his only customer. That's what triggered the... Okay. So this might just be... Yeah, this is just on the cusp, then, of presuming... Or maybe, like, the uprising has already started. Yeah, so yeah, he's the guy. So I guess, yeah, that right-click ability is the thing that kind of indicates where to go next for the main objective. So I guess that's kind of nice where if you're not sure where to go next. It's the dreaded... It's the, kind of isometric version of the dreaded yellow gamer paint that some people are a little loath to see in modern games, but
nice to have someone to shoot the breeze with.
It's an easy way to guide you. What was that about yellow snow? I saw them in the bottom. Watch out where the huskies go and don't you eat that yellow snow. No, it said something like in desperation. Some resort to eating yellow snow.
This is everything. Hard to get lost in this place. Head to the tavern over there, past the little square, up the steps. They'll tell you where the preacher's at. Or this time of day, he'll be there himself.
Thank you.
They rejected both after having it first. That is interesting, Street Halo. Street Halo sounds like you're pretty knowledgeable about this, about historical stuff like this. I think history is frequently fascinating, but I admittedly do a bad job of keeping up with it. So, having people like you, Street Halo, is well, for one thing, I like having you around just because you're a nice person, but also you're a knowledgeable person. So I hope you'll allow me to use your brain when necessary. I promise I'll give it back. I won't wring it too hard for the brain juice. If I snap. Also, I think if you listen, it's like we're snapping our fingies. Huh. What's that? Protective charm. It's not unlike the ghost words we were saying when we were playing through Banishers. Okay. Good to know. I see it's warded off. Like, I want to go and inspect that closer. On the one hand, part of me wishes I could talk to some of just the common folk, just the commoners, and see what they have to say, see what they, if they're, you know, side quests or just general happenings. But at the same time, it's kind of nice because it means I'm not really allowed to dawdle. Like, you know, we get just a little blip of their conversation, but it means I'm not inclined to talk to every single person. Also, I am intentionally going the wrong way because I love going the wrong way in games like this. Okay, there's an invisible wall. It means I'm not gonna like waste my time talking with everybody and hearing dialogue that is sometimes copy and pasted. So I appreciate that you're allowed to explore, but at the same time, you're not gonna get bogged down too much with stuff that's terribly inconsequential. Especially for people like me. You know, in Morrowind and Oblivion, I would talk to everybody, and there are times where I wouldn't get much for it. But what if I don't talk to the one NPC and he's got a banger side quest for me? There are times where, you know, my verbosity would be a good thing, and other times where it was a huge waste of time. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this because I will say it wrong and embarrass myself. So, the recent events, agonizing for many, yeah. Yeah, so this is like... So tensions have been rising for a while. It sounds like this is like the cusp of the revolution. Yo, there you go, Street Halo. Yeah, for sure. Lots of Paradox. Yeah, Paradox would very much do it, yeah. I've never played Europa Universalis or Hearts of Iron. Have you played Crusader Kings, Street Halo? Because if you play Europa Universalis, well... If you play Europa Universalis for more than like 100 hours, I think you just get a master's in history. Just handed to you. You'll just receive a piece of paper addressed to you completely unknowingly one day, and it'll be a diploma from, like, you know, some university. Like, you know, your closest university. Your closest state university. And it's a master's in history in your name. But yeah, Crusader Kings might also be up your alley if you haven't already played it. Obviously, that's more... That's not based on history, that's more creating your own history, but just when it comes to that kind of vibe, that's what comes to mind. But anyway, yeah, workers in major cities are preparing for action. Yep. So, and as we're gathering this kind of general summary of the current scenario, we're getting experience. I'm not sure what we're going to use the experience for, but presumably there will be ways to level up. So looking for the miracle worker, and presumably it'll be pretty obvious when we find them. Maybe it's this person.
Gentlemen, is this the tavern?
Yeah, it's more loose, but...
Hey, Putnik. You coming from far?
More loose with the history and more about, yeah, more lighthearted. That makes sense.
Boots. Are they warm?
I like your hat. Now, this is a proud answer. Your flaw of pride's level. I'll confess I don't quite know what that means. But I'm gonna say sure. Maybe there's like a roll, maybe there's like an opposed die roll here. Let's try it.
Actually, I have particularly warm boots. Thanks.
We fed our pride.
These might kick their arses.
Don't tempt me, Luca. Don't tempt me. Give me a sec. Got to sort out formalities with this tourist.
It's your snummy. We are the Tsar's soldiers. Those don't look like soldiers' faces. Closer to thieves.
I don't think he'll talk to us voluntarily.
Is it combat time? It is indeed combat time. Give me one sec, I gotta grab one quick thing. So I guess there's like personality bars that we fill up by choosing certain conversation topics. What would they call it? What was it? Our flaw? Our flaw has like a pride meter. I guess there's a, maybe it's like a continuum from humility to pride. I don't know. I guess we'll figure out soon. When the enemies lose their health points. Oh, okay. I mean, yes. Anything else? No. Start the fight. There's a, oh, he's a deserter and a fugitive. So yeah, I mean, yes, they are thieves actually. Anything else about them of note? There's focus. Everyone's watching. This guy's sobbing, I guess. Or maybe he sneezed. Or no, he's dancing. All right, he's cheering us on. Maybe we got a cheerleader. Like the skill above, or icon above your opponent, so I can go for a quick attack or a planned attack. It's slow, or I guess instantaneous. So this would drop him, and or kill him. Yeah, minimum 11 damage. He has exactly 11 health. I can't hit him yet. Planned attack, but slow. I wonder if that means it takes like the whole round. Let's try it. Okay, so he hits us first. I do appreciate that it lagged a little bit there. Surprisingly enough, his knife attack did less damage than the first guy's punch. Anticipate their actions. Oh! Anticipate their actions, you say. I know all about that with Phantom Brigade. Check the actions queue. Okay. There's the speed. Oh, okay, there we go. Require preparation, which means they can attack first, right? So, they're going for a precision cut, which is nothing at all. Nothing at all. This wouldn't drop him, but it would queue him up to be dropped next time. Use it the very next round. Yeah, it's like, unless we can stagger him, he's gonna hit us anyway. Let's go for the big one. Oh, actually, no, we do go first. Look at that. Ouch. So, if I... Oh, okay, if I mouse over... So I think because both of my bars are shorter, I think that means I go first. Or maybe it's a greater chance of going first. Regardless, we're going to drop him instantly anyway. Bam. Win a skirmish in 6 rounds or less.
Right. They won't report us.
What's a whale?
Too embarrassed to admit some cripple got the better of them.
All right. Brought them to their knees. Can I, like, talk shit now? Now they're just sad. That one guy punched harder than his other bro had a knife. Like, damage-wise. Good to see a whale. Appreciate you popping in, but we're playing the Thaumaturge. Game that just came out last week. So it's brand spanking new. We just arrived in this village, and we just started the game. It's kind of one of those situations where they threw us in. Maybe not threw us in, but we've emerged while this character already kind of has a motivation. We're looking for a miracle worker, which I think is basically what the word Thaumaturge means. Like miracle worker, alchemist kind of thing. We're looking for... I think that's what our guy is. So either we're looking for a colleague or we're looking for a competitor. Hard to say. We're looking for a fella in the tavern. If I had to guess, it's probably the tavern. And pet the doggy. Now, the downside, it doesn't show the dog petting animation, but we call the doggy a good boy, which is good. And of course, that's how you know this is for the main objective, the main story. We're in the right place. We let him know what's happening. That's right, bud. That's right. You can see the game does stutter a little bit sometimes when loading new stuff in. That might just be because my GPU is not exactly the newest. It is an AMD, though. Oh, hold on. Go check on Doggy real quick. I heard Doggy making a noise. Give me 1 sec. Oh, you want to come over here? Want to come over here, Spico? Here. I'm trying to encourage Bonnie to jump in my lap. Or she's, oh, actually, look at that. If I go into webcam mode. I was thinking maybe she would go into the doggy bed. We have a couple of, you can see here, we have a couple doggy beds set up behind me. There's one here, actually, yeah, one here, little gray one. We just got that one the other day. The pillow is something that has been here for a while. Yeah, that's right, first few days. She just went upstairs. She did get one of her toys. This is actually one thing Gracie and I were talking about a little bit earlier. We're hoping she wants to start playing with her toys. She just grabbed one and like went to the other room. So I think she's like wanting to snuggle up with some toys, which is really sweet. I'll probably take a BRB so I can take her outside again. Like an hour or so. I took her out like half an hour or so ago. So she should be okay for now, but yeah, she's a little sweetie. Yes, there is a new dog. Yes, Gracie and I adopted Bonnie. I posted about it in the Discord server. So if you want to see some pictures, we got some pictures in the Discord server. She's doing a great job. She's adjusting, you know, adjusting to the new home, and she does great with the cats. One of the cats doesn't like her, but she likes the cats, or at least tolerates them. She's a good little buddy. She's doing a great job. What's up, Splattercake? Can you set them on fire? Not yet, but I like where your head's at. Hopefully the answer is yes eventually. If our guy is some kind of magician or some kind of mage or alchemist, some kind of thing like that, then I have a feeling that we're gonna have some cool stuff available soon.
Is your name Grigory Efimovich Rasputin?
Rasputin? Russia's latest, greatest love machine? Got the beard. Excuse me?
I'm sorry. It's just I've been looking for you for a very long time, and...
And you expected a thinking simpleton, an illiterate who swindles sick people and claims he can speak to God himself. I already said I forgive you.
Yes, I've heard. Especially in Petersburg. I've also heard about the healings, even hopeless cases. Inexplicable ones.
He was a mystic. He was. Yeah, the real life Rasputin was like a mystic that was whose services were sought out, I think, by like high nobility people, but that was I guess the fact that he specifically was sought out by people in power was like what made others kind of either suspicious or just straight up envious or jealous of him. It unfortunately worked against him. I love that song. It's a good song. I believe in the power, or I want to see for myself. I do want to see for myself.
I'll believe all of it. And please believe me when I say I've tried everything short of a miracle. And I know the meaning of that word. I'm a Thaumaturge.
Where are you coming from?
Explain how I attract him. Yeah, I mean, is there any downside to showing our whole hand? I mean, I don't really know a whole lot about the universe right now and you know, our guy's motivation, so...
I first learned of you in Paris. A charismatic miracle worker.
Kind of go for it, you know?
I even heard about you from my doctors. By the time I got to Petersburg, you were already gone. I've crossed almost 3 continents, through Siberia, India, and half of Europe. But if you're asking me about my origins, I'm from Poland.
From which Poland? The Russian one, the German one, or the part that belongs to Austria?
Just like Street Halo was saying.
Do you have a name?
Viktor Szulski.
On my path, I've already come across people who've lied to me about their problems, and then gone around calling me a charlatan. After them, others arrived, with pitchforks and torches, and I had to endure insults and spit in my face, or flee for my life. And now you say you're a wizard from an imaginary country that no one has seen on a map in over 100 years. Forgive my amusement. I haven't had my first coffee yet.
I forgive you, and I'm still asking for help.
prove you're a Thaumaturge, and I'll hear what you have to say.
Is it time for magic? Accept the
Would
challenge.
you like me to do, sir?
I've met a few of your kind, so I know what you're capable of. Find something in this tavern that belongs to me, and tell me something only I could know.
With our
First,
extremely
I have
cool
something
perception.
personal that belongs to you, to learn your trace. It's a sort of pattern I'll use to recognize the other objects.
Smell this.
You had to taste for it. Pop it in her mouth, kind of swish it around a little bit. Yeah, because thaumaturges have very acute perception skills. Prayer beads. It impregnates the wool better than the tallow from the owner's strong fingerprints. Well, Rasputin was, we'll just say, purportedly a well-endowed individual. So, of course, he would impregnate the wool, wouldn't he? Of course he would. I do appreciate that we have some historical figures that we're seeing here. It burns, but it attracts. Ooh, hurts so good. Do we already draw a conclusion? Is that what we're doing? Or do we have to, like, explore around a little bit first? Magnetic zeal and passion. An attractive personality. Strong, fierce. Do not get burned by the flame of his ardor. Would adopt a dog, yeah. Yeah, we're very fortunate. We've got a house and we've got it's not a very large fence and it's a fairly low fence, but we do have a fenced backyard. So that's one of the many nice things about our house and made it easier when it came to you know, reaching out to adoption centers and like for a lot of them you kind of have to apply for, like, you have to show pictures of the backyard. You kind of have to, like, submit an application to, you know, make sure that it's a worthy house. I shouldn't say worthy, but a compatible household, so that, you know, it's you're getting a dog that matches what you're able to provide. Because, you know, if someone adopts like a greyhound and they don't have a backyard, it's like any backyard at all, probably not a great fit. You've got everything you need. I'll examine. Don't I have to, like, look around? Sounds like I've got everything I need. All right, yeah, I thought I had to look around for this.
In a moment.
I can hardly wait.
Oh, what kind of dog? She's a Border Collie Corgi. Some kind of Border Collie Corgi mix. Maybe some Beagle in there as well. It's not 100% sure, but yeah, she's like some kind of Border Collie Corgi mix. We've been saying she's a Borgie. Some Dragon's Dogma 2. Actually, I've yet to play the first one. So I'm kind of behind. I need to play the first one first. But the little bits and pieces I've seen of 2 make it look pretty badass. So I'm sure it's gonna be really good. I hope it's really good because I know a lot of people have been just itching for Dragon's Dogma 2 for quite a while. Real quick, I'm just gonna poke my head over just to make sure she's doing okay. She's such a sweet girl, but I'm like trying to. I don't want to helicopter dad too much. I don't want to helicopter parent too much, but I'm just trying to keep an eye on her. Give me one sec. One really fun thing she's been doing is she loves to burrow into blankets and pillows. She loves to kind of dig little spaces for herself and get snuggled into blankets. Sometimes if we give her a treat, she'll intentionally bury a treat or like a little dog toy or something like that underneath pillows so she can get it later. And there's been a couple times where she'll burrow herself into blankets, into pillows, that kind of thing, and then poke her little head out. We joke that she looks like a little babushka, a little like. She's got like the pillow or the blankets around her head. She's a little babushka, a little grandma lady. She's such a funny dog. Anyway, broken bottle was used as a weapon. Okay. Anger emanates from the item. All right. Oh, maybe that's just an example. I think. Interacting with people. Okay. Oh, that's how you. Okay, that's the conclusions thing we saw earlier. So the conclusion we got earlier was what we kind of pieced together from the prayer beads he gave us. That's perception. Okay. Art, deed, word, and mind dimensions. There's like stats, I guess. for this system. Traces of someone's personality. So there's levels. Okay, familiar, certain, then traces. Okay.
Let's take a look around.
I wonder if it's just like find the things, like look around and look around your environment, or if there's like a true kind of mystery solving, like investigations, like if there's some aspect of it of these traces, these conclusions, where we, the player, have to make some decisions. Take a look around though. And they kind of, I'm assuming things will pop up once we kind of find special items, the special things. And I'm assuming it's got to be within, whoops, within the inn. Another province, Napoleon. Oh, that Napoleon Bonaparte, yeah. Okay. So yeah, this, I mean, again, early 1900s. Interesting. That's an entry. So lore, of course, is giving us some experience. At one point we got a Thaumaturge point. I'm guessing the game will open an opportunity for us to level at some point. But I think for the time being, and I guess I could look around, but I'm kind of like just cruising right now, just kind of cruising into the main quest. Presumably there'll be a kind of a moment where we can kind of take stock of what else we've got. So use perception. Oh, now it's like an AoE thing. Okay, that's kind of cool. Because at first it was like guiding you to a specific place. Now it's like a radiation.
You will be mine, secret.
A dirty bowl. Okay. Is eaten stew. Mention force too low. Too low word 1? I think that means we need to keep looking. Okay, word 1. Okay, so there's gonna be more where that came from. So just keep kind of performing that. Oh, look at that on the radar. I'm too far away on the mini-map. So keep kind of looking around for other potential things. There's something over here. There we go.
Who would have thought there were such layers
Prayer
of
book.
within him?
Languishing moan of delight. Oh my. That which is soft and warm is also pierced by the thorns of impending separation and longing. Okay, so first it was mention force too low. Deed 1. So first it was word 1, now it's deed 1. And it says draw a conclusion. I was thinking we still had to do more. But okay, so we have another conclusion then about Rasputin. The mask of a healer conceals an outstanding lover, irresistible to women's hearts and bodies. Maybe that is his healing method. So deed 1 and word 1. I think there's one more thing. One more thing we need to find. Also, what's this? Oh, okay, I guess I can do this now. So the book he carries around as a grimoire. Skill upgrades. And with, oh, there's any dimension. Okay. So it's not just combat, that kind of thing. Upgrades. Enables using perception the dimension heart. Ooh, I don't know what any of these things quite mean. We've seen word and dimension right now. I might hold off. Just because I'm not quite... Okay, so we already have 1 into heart, I think. Because of our pride flaw. Okay. I'll admit, some of the systems are a little bit hard to follow. It uses... like, this notion of... You know, I know what these words mean, but in this context, it's a little bit hard to kind of piece it together. But I'm assuming it more will be made clear kind of as we go along here. Yeah, maybe I should hold off on spending something, especially if it's not clear if there's like ability to respec our points. So Rasputin. Got little little blurb about him. They call him the Mad Monk. Something he's a quack or a fraud. I wonder what it is we're trying to cure. I mean, our guy is clearly, I guess he's tired. I don't know if he's afflicted by some kind of illness, but I mean, the intro was talking about how our guy is pursuing endlessly something. We're pursuing like some kind of treatment, some kind of cure for something. We had that demon spirit thing kind of following us, or at least near us at all times. So maybe we're trying to rid ourselves. Maybe it's us we're trying to cure. Maybe we're trying to rid ourselves. Oh, here we go. Of this presence. All right, so we found item number 3, or connection number 3. So mind 1. Okay, I get it. We already have heart 1. We would need mind or word or deed to be leveled up to be able to trace any of these things. But maybe we don't need to trace them. Maybe if we just tell Rasputin, maybe that's enough. Hey, what's up, Goaty? We got Goat in the quest in the house. What's up, bud? Yeah, new words. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like the definition of the words is not the quandary. It's like, what does the deed dimension mean, or the word dimension, or the mind dimension? But I guess, yeah, that's the question. What are the dimensions, and how does that play into the mechanics of the game? I'm getting ahead of myself, right? It's like I just gotta let the game guide me as we kind of make our way through. It's good to see you, bud.
What have you learned, wizard?
Well, you're a zealous man. It permeates every level of your personality, your faith, your abilities.
Not such an impressive discovery.
I haven't finished yet. In Petersburg, you left behind a very devoted and very young lady-in-waiting.
At least one, my friend. Have a seat.
Okay. We've got our foot in the door then. Roguelike, yes. Yeah, I could see that.
Looking for me.
Roguelikes, card games. I've been doing well. Bud. I've been enjoying your streams. I've been doing a lot of lurks. I've been doing a lot of lurkings lately. I'm glad you're getting back into the swing of things. I know you said in the Discord server you're kind of changed the schedule around a little bit. Totally understandable. But it's nice getting to get some goated quest in my diet. You know, if I don't get enough of a balanced diet of streamer homies and keeping up with what they're doing, I need to make sure I have a healthy and varied diet of what my buds are up to. I'm glad getting to lurk on some of the streams you've been playing. What were you playing the other night? Was it Dishonored, or did you already beat Dishonored? I can't remember. But no, I hope you've been having a good time. I know that you've got a number of games that you've mentioned that have or that has been like that have come up in your Discord server that make me curious. Dishonored 2, that's what it was. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, especially because there's like, I mean, there's all these great new games coming out. That's the problem. There's all these old games I want to go back for, but the problem is all these developers keep making really cool new games, and it's like, dude, I need to get caught up, man. Yeah, this one's a brand new one. This one just came out last week. We're just now starting this one, and then we also were playing a lot of Banishers, Ghost of New Eden. That game is really good as well. So, and that game came out about a month and a half ago. So lots of great stuff, kind of in quick succession. Of course, everyone and their mother's been playing Helldivers 2. We were just talking about Dragon's Dogma 2. All these great games, man. Holy moly. So do we ask about the lady in waiting? We can probably do both if we go for this approach. We're just going to be going right for the main quest. I'm curious if there's like a side quest or more intel we can get.
That young lady from Petersburg.
Careful. I'm starting to like you. But not enough to tell you about Petersburg. How do you think
that's with a shot.
A few years ago, I attempted to catch a wild saluter, and that ended with me losing contact with my first saluter. That means I can't develop my abilities. I know that my Uber is there. Sometimes he shows himself, but I can't feel the link anymore. Generally speaking, I'm losing it more and more each day. If it disappears, my mind... I'll lose my sense of reality. I'll fall into madness.
Boy, it doesn't look so
I
good.
don't know if I can help you.
And pay him well, which would be a proud answer. For better or for worse. Yes, yeah, it's the Don't Nod one. Yeah, same devs as Life is Strange, same devs as Vampire. Yeah, the combat's pretty cool. Like, it's not quite as good as The Witcher, obviously, but the combat's pretty cool. The storytelling's extremely good. Characters are well made. The writing is exemplary. It's a very good game. Prepared to beg. Nah, man, nah, I'll use the proud point.
That's what matters.
Give it to the needy. Your riches mean nothing to me. I meant I don't know if I'm able to help you. My gift is something I've received from God. Some I've helped, others I can't say. And I've never treated a Thaumaturge.
Maybe just do the same with me as with the others.
We can try. Focus on my voice. You are safe. As long as you can hear my voice, you are safe. Let me gaze into your mind. Let me see through your eyes. Let me...
Is it gonna work? Rasputin wants inside of me. Who am I to deny him?
Rasputin. There's no one in
Oh,
here.
are we like in a dream sequence? Maybe this is one of the dimensions then. Yes. Calling it yeah, that's one of those where I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say the game name out loud. I've only like read about the game. So I see the word and I go, I'm just gonna assume it's this one. Yeah, Vampire. Vampire. Like key Y-R-E, I think. Find the way. Find the way. That's, I mean, that's something we're all trying to do, right? So this is like an alternate dimension, I guess. Oh, is that the spirit? It's like a, I think that's the spirit that we saw in the cutscene. This like demon thing that's over our like watching over our shoulders at all times. There he is, yeah. He's always there. I can kind of zoom in too. I can't rotate the camera.
What is this sound? Shackles?
Yeah, there he is, and the heartbeat. What does it mean? We're gonna have to fight something? What's up, Ultimax? Thanks for joining in, bud.
You're blind.
I'm liking it so far. There'll be some laughs. I'm liking it so far. It's all very... It's pretty mysterious. You can tell I'm in the intros part still.
The science of spotting the perfectly obvious. Can you still not see?
But I am intrigued.
Not see.
Flaw clouds your vision. It always has. Pride. Your damned pride and sense of superiority.
I was stroking our pride senses earlier. What's about? Welcome back, Ogasso.
That's from you.
You'll lose, idiot. You always do. You're even losing against yourself.
Is Stanislaw a historical
Can you at least hear?
person?
You're weak, stupid, and blind.
Like, that's a name I've read somewhere before. Like a known person with that last name. We've already seen Rasputin, so... Wouldn't shock me if there were other historical figures that had cameos. It's a pretty common name. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just a common name.
Do you? Do you?
Oh. You're not a person anymore, but you're a demon.
I can see, Father. Clearly.
Maybe that's his dad.
Will you be lying there much longer? I wanted to sweep.
Sorry, Rasputin lulled me into a peaceful slumber as he whispered that he wanted to get inside of me. I mean, who here would deny him? Are you kidding me?
Rasputin.
In the cemetery, chasing away evil spirits and giving people comfort.
I thought that was his last name. Maybe not, though.
You all right?
He just had the one name.
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Convincing.
I wanted to sweep.
I'm just heading out.
Like, alright, whatever. Weirdo.
It's so good to see you again.
So he is now able to tap into his spirit.
Something else. I saw him clear as day. It wasn't a vision. It was a salutar, unbound by a pact. A wild one.
So Rasputin was able to kind of
that means there's someone in the village with a flaw that's attracting it.
break out whatever was stuck for him.
I was praying.
I wanted to sweep.
Hint, hint. So we got the recovery, yeah. All right, so the miracle worker helped us out. Shoutouts to Rasputin. Making it work for us. Now we can head out the door. So yeah, so what was it? Salutor? I think Salutor is kind of like the... It's more or less that spirit we saw. I thought at one point that the spirit... I think it's the same kind of vision we saw in the intro cutscene. I thought maybe it was a bad thing that it was following us, but I think the idea is that, no, we want to be able to talk to him. The fact that he was fading, he was kind of fading and not, that was the problem. We were losing our connection to it, but it's been reestablished. That's good. But yeah, in that vision, he saw this person and there was some other creature, some kind of shackled thing. We didn't get a very good, like, close look at him, but there was something going on there. 1905, yeah, early 1900s, Poland. Multiple objectives, okay. You can track them, good to know. That's what the snap, that's what the little objective indicator is. It's whatever is the highlighted quest objective. Okay, but it won't always tell you. Okay, good to know. So I think that's our main objective. This is like a more or less, I think, a side objective. Are they happy that I took out those super mean soldier fellas who are harassing folks? You seem pretty happy.
I felt something. Where is it?
Oh, so it's good to keep our eyes peeled then.
I'll gawk, but without lifting a finger. Just, Vesna will bring it, Vesna will help. But if Vesna needs help with something, there's nobody to be found. That's not yours, don't touch. All these newcomers causing more problems.
Never said a single word to her. She was trembling. Okay. So I could trace her? Oh no, the trace of Vesna is certain. Okay. Just an observation of this woman. Maybe we'll see her again. Maybe there's more where that came from. See, that's where it behooves us then to every so often do our little snippy snaps and see if there's other things we can pick up on just kind of in the world around us. So there might not be a ton of like optional dialogue things to engage in. Sometimes there's the odd letter to read, but it's definitely worth exploring. It's not the worst thing in the world. I do enjoy me some good exploration and world sipping, you know, kind of the flavor. Get a taste for the flavor of the world we're in. Something going on here, because yeah, look at that. Even like back this way, doing the snippy snaps, like we were getting the little sparklies. So that means there's something going on here. There's a dead goose. Strangled. Anger and passion. A crime of passion, strangling the goose. They weren't looking for meat. They just wanted to harm this guy's property. Now, what's going on, fam?
Over my dead body. I reject this verdict.
Well, I expected as much, and he wanted to come see you himself. He was first to judge.
I said what I said, and I won't change my mind. Go away. You're attracting gawkers.
Not gawkers. A witness. And let him listen. He'll see it fairly. Sir, this liar and thief here stole a memento of my mother. And this witch says I'm supposed to hand my goose over to him, too?
The dead goose?
Boss, you strangled mine.
Oh.
And what do I care about some trinkets your mother left you?
Because we already know you strangled the goose, but you still haven't proved that Bogdan stole your pendant.
Where is the justice here?
And I'm just some outsider. It's like, I mean, I guess I'm an impartial party. Or else it'll come to fisticuffs. An act of revenge, right? But was the revenge warranted? No, I don't have heart leveled up. Oh, okay, so this is where I should be spending my points then.
Why don't you relax and listen?
Oh wait, no, I do have heart leveled up.
Wise woman.
Well, all in all, it's... I'm sorry.
Ooh, we like influenced him.
Come inside and tell me what you're doing here.
So because we kind of showed our hand. All right, so let's go ahead and start what am I trying to say? Investing some points then. Because if that was like a taste of what certain opportunities might entail, then I should be investing for other stuff too. So I guess I'll do one of each. Perception of the Dimension Mind, that kind of thing. Okay, that's for combat. Adds a point to the... Oh, it's for combat and also means we can do more heart stuff. Right. So presumably we won't have enough points to do everything. You know, we might have to choose some specializations eventually. We'll do one of each though, for now. Right? Part 1. Oh, okay, maybe it already is at 1 then. I mean, well, no, it's at 0. Okay. So all right, let's do it this way. If I click this, develop. Okay, develop. So that spent... Okay, available upgrades? Can be upgraded, okay. Each upgrade takes space. Okay, so we unlocked this upgrade because of the point we just spent, I think. So we could put this on... Okay, so it is restores focus. Quick attack. Yeah, okay, this is for combat specifically. Strong attack. I don't know if I've seen... We didn't see this available earlier. There's also this. Oh. Reduces focus. Restores your focus. Okay. I suppose I'll put it here. Can I take it off? Okay, so it doesn't matter if this is a bad choice. So the more we do the planned attacks, the more it allows us to also use the influences. Interesting. Okay. Go for that, and then let's go back to this one. Perception. Yeah, so is there like a summary of what deed entails? Mine is, I think, fairly obvious. Deed and word. Yeah, this doesn't matter too much. I'll go with this one. Did that give us another upgrade? Yes. Interrupt the enemy's planned action. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this one under planned attacks. Because if we could stagger and also do good damage, that'd be dope. Let's go for that. I wonder if strong attack's gonna come into play here. I can't like put it on any of these. Can't right click, yeah. So, or maybe it's its own category, it's hard to say. It's just that it didn't appear earlier in the combat, so I don't know if it's something I can assume. So they're flaws with a capital F. Blemishes on a personality. Our flaw is pride, okay. Okay. We don't have any points for this one right now. Or a proud fella. Here's our Salutor, our spirit fella. Got a bunch of cool abilities. I'm gonna stand up for just like 4 seconds so I can go check on Doggy. Give me 1 sec. She's all snuggled up on our little beanbag cushion that's off stream, or that's like, it's not only that it's off stream, but there's a wall covering it, so I have to walk about 6 paces to see her, so I'm just kind of poking my head over, make sure Doggy's doing okay. Also, Kitty Cat has come down and wants to maybe jump in my lap. You want to come up, Sheena? Then get her to jump up. Oh, come here. She wants to jump up. A friend to all animals, dogs and cats alike. Want to come here? She's thinking about it, or maybe she just wants to yell at me. Want to come here? Yeah. Well, maybe if I pretend I'm not interested, then she'll jump up. Maybe that's how it is. But anyway, so we went ahead and spent a bunch of points. So we've been neglecting deeds so far. Hey, there we go. We've been neglecting deeds so far, but there'll be more points where that came from. Go ahead and hop out of here. So yeah, let's talk to the lady, because she like recognized that we influence things. Talk to the wise woman. Yeah, this is Shayna. This is Shayna girl. So we've had Shayna for a while. Well, more specifically, Gracie. My wife has had Shayna for a while. Shayna is, we think, 16, maybe 17 years old. She's an old girl, and we just got Bonnie the dog. We just adopted Bonnie 2 days ago. Well, about 3 days, on Friday evening. We got 2 cats and 1 doggy, and we got a nice household full of animal friends. We got a little more reading here. Phantoms, ghosts, and nightmares. Oh boy. Demons, fiends, and devils cursed by God are real, they say. What's the name? Bukavak? A cruel beast. Okay. Is it a fairy tale? He says, nope, it's real. I've seen it here. I've heard the rattle of the chains. That's right. We saw that in our vision earlier. So maybe we'll get to encounter this ourselves. I felt his fangs digging into my neck, tugging at every fiber of my soul. Interesting. Alright, well, so I guess this is maybe her writings? Oh, no, it's of a priest. Okay. The soy sauce coat, yeah, she's a tortoiseshell, and she is very much full of the tortoiseshell attitude, the tortitude, as they call it. Yeah, we got this one tortoiseshell here, and then we have a tuxedo cat named Ferret. Oh, some people really appreciate the name. He has some like skittish ferret-like aspects about himself, but we have our tuxedo cat. Shayna is very ambivalent towards Bonnie. Towards our dog. She is very, very neutral. Ferret's a little bit more skittish towards Bonnie, but he'll come around. It's a slow adjustment, but he'll manage. He's a little bit of a scaredy cat, but he'll be fine. And Bonnie is very, very good with the cat. She couldn't harm a fly. She's been a very good girl. Yeah, so we're really happy. We're really happy we got her. She's got a few health things we're like gonna follow up on. She just got spayed about a week ago, so that's a recovery aspect, obviously. But a couple of things we're gonna be taking her to the vet for her first, well, the first checkup with our vet at least, just to check in on a couple things. But yeah, she's a great girl, great doggy girl. So another letter that is unfinished. Renouncing your legacy. Is that the name? Soso? Or maybe it's like a nickname. Went to Tiflis, which I think is where we are right now. It's like a person who's like renounced their Georgian heritage, but it was never finished. I wonder if these are clients of the wise woman. She says, why are you sniffing around? I'm just trying to gather some intel, lady. Don't mind me.
The villagers.
What's up, Aleph? Good to see you, bud.
Respect for you, ma'am. So I wanted to ask your help with something.
I'm not getting any younger, boy. Talk before I drop dead.
I think your assessment is correct, Aleph. I'm liking it a lot so far. There's some jank from both mechanically speaking, maybe not mechanically, but like on a technical side. I've seen it stutter a little bit, but also like the intro just kind of dumps you in to this scenario with you know, a little bit of kind of general summaries, but you're kind of left to kind of find your way on a little bit on your own. They do kind of summarize some mechanics for you at least, but I still am feeling a little bit like I'm not 100% sure I follow the plot so far. So yeah, it's a little bit jank. It might be the kind of thing where the game was made by a developer that is not an English only, like English as a second language kind of situation, and the localization from, dare I say, maybe Polish to English might have been a little bit tricky sometimes, because that's how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes you lose some things with, or maybe not lose things, but sometimes localizing something from one language or even one like culture more or less to another makes it hard to like, how do we relay this concept to a Western audience that's never heard of this kind of thing or unfamiliar to it? How do we relay this concept properly? It's like, you know, the difference between translation and localization. But anyway, I can forgive all that because I love me some jank. So I'm not afraid of the jank. I lean into it heavily. So I'm down for it. I could see it maybe not being everyone's cup of tea, but I'm liking it a lot so far. And it's the mystique about it makes it that much more compelling. You know, the weird oddities about it make me wanna dive in more. Interesting how there's two answers for the same thing, but maybe. Oh, that means okay. Keep searching for other things. Okay. Taking advantage of the superstitious villagers. I think if I take that approach, it might shut her out of other conversation topics.
Well,
so I'll keep looking around for now.
Still be alive when I get back, madam.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far, though. Liking it so far. Can't just go in here. I was thinking if I could like explore more of her abode. Yeah, we might have to just come back later. If there's more that involve the lady. More of this area that will involve the wise woman. Oh, here we go. Something right here. Salt on the doorstep. So she's superstitious. Well, I shouldn't say she's superstitious. She's a wise woman. So, you know, medicine woman, wise woman, whatever you want to call it. Makes sense that she would have, you know, some quirks, we'll say. Bogdan. Yeah, we've seen that name come up a couple times. Is this the guy we talked to earlier? Or we saw in the cutscene? Okay, so they recognized whatever we did magic-wise. Oh yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy who apologized. We got something else over here. There we go. Wooden box. With words of love. Oh, that's nice. Vesna. That's a woman we saw earlier. Vesna and Luca. So a romantic partner of hers, presumably. Does she live here? Let's knock. She seemed like a nice lady.
I wanted to talk.
Mostly.
Ma'am, please open the door.
Please go.
A little flustered.
Invite any guests over.
Woman with the apples earlier.
You go away, or I'll call for help. Help! Help! Somebody help me!
This is going well.
What are you doing here, you tramp?
I'm not looking for trouble. I just wanted to talk.
We'll talk, all right.
We get to bust some dudes. We get to beat some ass. And adjust. Oh, that's nice. You can adjust upgrades before you get thrown into the battle. What's the story? So the setting is Warsaw in 1905, or at least Poland, 1905. The story is a little bit hard to follow, but the basic gist so far is that we are a Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge is kind of an antiquated term for like miracle doctor. miracle alchemist doctor, sort of. Which is to say, sort of dealing with the paranormal, sort of dealing with mysticism. And we have a couple of abilities that that allow us to like perceive the world around us differently than others. We can see things that are hidden. We can like pick up on details about people really quickly and really like super well. And we have these, we have like a connection with this like spirit called a Salutor. That all Thaumaturges have this. All Thaumaturges have a connection with a spirit called a Salutor that gives other abilities and whatnot. And there's something we're pursuing right now. We had this vision earlier of this creature that has some connection to someone else. There was a name we saw earlier. I think it was a person this guy recognizes from his past. But there's a person he's pursuing that has this connection with some kind of very unpleasant creature. Some kind of like evil spirit. It's hard to say. But we're trying to find this guy. And I don't know, if my description is a little vague, I'll confess it's because I'm a little bit wobbly on the details, but we're kind of finding a way as we go. I think I'll stick with the upgrades for now. I would like to see strong attack be usable, but it hasn't popped up yet. Maybe it'll be available in this fight. Let's go ahead and start the fight. Oh, now we have strong attack. There we go. Sort of like a sorcerer. It's like a sorcerer. I would say we're closer to a cleric. We're closer to a cleric that deals very specifically in like... I don't know if speaking to the undead is correctly or speaking to spirits, but being able to like... being able to tap into different dimensions. How's that sound? Like... dimensions of like kind of being able to feel emotions around you, being able to feel emotions, being able to feel I guess it's mostly been emotions. Like we can feel anger. Well, like we can pick up a device or like we can pick up like an object, like a personal object. Like we met Rasputin earlier. Rasputin, the Russian mystic, and he gave us some prayer beads. And when we held it, our guy was like, "Oh, I can feel his like zeal. I can feel his like he has this charisma about him. I can feel it on this object." There was we found a goose that was strangled earlier, and when we found it, it was like, oh, this was done not because somebody wanted meat. This was done because somebody wanted they just wanted to fucking destroy property. This was done as like an act of revenge. So it's like we were able to kind of like feel different dimensions in the world around us that others wouldn't be able to pick up on. Is he a good guy? So far, yes. So far, yes. He's a good guy. He helped us out, and yes, we might get to see him more. We might just get to see more of him. So maybe if we play our cards right, we'll see him again. Take away all their focus. Okay, that's how focus works. You break them down, then you stomp them good with a strong attack. All right, so we can see he's gonna hit us with the hook. Other guy's gonna go for the skull crush. They have a lot more health this time. If I reduce his focus, can I see what his focus is? My focus is 8. He has 1. He has 1 as well. So if I reduce his focus, we can concuss him. Which would lead him... which would be would make for a quick and easy way to finish him. So I'll reduce the focus. And then... on negative states from you. So it still has it there. Reduces focus, and but I still can't do the strong. Oh wait, no, that's something else. Oh, that's our creature. Oh, I see. We go, and then our Salutor. Oh, here we go. I should have read this. Our Salutor goes next. I realize I'm actually covering part of this. My big old face is covering part of this. Let me see if I can move myself maybe down a bit. Oops. I realize that no matter what I do, we're going to be covering something. Yeah, you can see him back here. There was a little blurb that says he gets to do things too. Our guy attacks, and then our Thaumaturge, our spirit, gets to attack. He called him father at one point. I wonder if he's the spirit of like his late dad, maybe. Restores your health, half what you've lost. Okay, we haven't lost anything yet. And I think we're gonna go first, but our guy will go second. The more hit points they have, the more damage this does. Right now it's 14. Our guy's gonna lose some health. I'm just gonna go full aggro here. So we're gonna reduce focus. Kind of make him broken down and staggered. We'll have the ability to do a strong attack, but we're gonna weaken him with the Thaumaturge's ability first. We'll finish him with a strong attack. Oh, no, he's already vulnerable. I will concuss him. I'm kind of surprised we got to do all this before they got to move. So this guy hits him. Doesn't kill him. But then we hit him with a real strong attack and drop his ass. Broski is up next. I would like to do the same thing. I do that, and then let's do this one because we might be able to do this before my guy even takes a hit. He's at full health anyway. Drop his ass. So they're in a broken down state. Now that's real easy for us to do right now because they all have a focus point of 1. Broken down permanently. Concuss. Never lost a single hit point there.
The devil sent you.
You could say that, sure.
Sure. Swell fellas. They are impetuous, irritable, and eager to pick a fight for trivial reasons. Something is not right, he says. He says this is a little bit odd. He says, other villagers say nice things. Can we knock again? When we tried knocking earlier, it started a fight.
Ma'am, please open the door.
It's probably not going to work.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over. Please leave. Please. Please.
Yeah. Combat seems... this is one of those games where I don't think the combat is going to be like the main focus. Kind of like Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, but it's serviceable. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more depth. There's probably more where that came from. Also, apologies ahead of time if you do not like the noise of snaps. It's like a Nintendo Direct. All the snippy snaps we're hearing. There's another dispute happening, maybe. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. Let's examine something here. Broken glass shards of a ceramic dish. So yeah, that right there, like, we see with our eyeballs that the dish is busted, but with our, I think red means hearts. With our heart vision, our heart dimension vision, we can see that there was like emotions expressed when this was broken. Obviously anger. Well, I mean, I guess it could have been broken accidentally. Yes. Funny you mentioned that, Aleph. I saw a couple other people say this game has some parallels with Disco Elysium. Detective mode, yeah. There's a quarrel. There's a sweet and pungent taste with this dispute. Interesting. The frenzy, the argument lasts until all involved are out of breath. Okay. And then this one here. A damaged axe shaft. It is not Vesna's, though. It's someone else's. Maybe Luca? Memory of the spirit of the one who wielded it. An impetuous person. Bitter words, but there are others. Warm, delicate as rose petals. So, maybe it's Luca. A love for someone who's not afraid of thorns. Difficult, but not accepting of violence. Can I draw a conclusion? Domestic squabbles, yep. Argue violently, loudly until they're out of breath, but they persist despite everything. You know what? We all know couples We all know of at least one couple that persists despite all odds and despite all sometimes loud and at times perilous confrontations. It's like, you know what? They're able to make it work for them. Good for them. Do I have enough to try to talk to the girl? Or will she say, fuck you? If it's clear it's the same thing, I'll just skip the cutscene.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open the door.
Please, go.
Yeah, same thing.
Please.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe now that we've drawn some conclusions, maybe she'll let us in. By the hairs of our chinny chin chin. No such dice. Let's go ahead and upgrade heart again. Seems like a lot of this has been heart focused. So I'll develop the heart. We have 2 points in heart. The first point is because of our pride flaw. I'm guessing there's other flaws we could explore. Deal double damage. Oh, baby. Double damage for a strong attack sounds dope. That sounds delicious and stupid. I think I saw something a little while back that said that there's, the combat is, I guess unless you have a higher difficulty, there's a couple difficulty settings, that the combat generally won't be too hard for you. Like, very rarely will you be like, oh shit, this one's a spicy one. I think the combat is maybe more of a means to an end, you know, having some kind of conflict system makes sense for a game like this, but the strength in the game is the storytelling, that kind of thing. That's my understanding. I could be wrong. Maybe it'll get spicy real
local cemetery.
You know, at some point later on.
I've only just come back from the post office this morning. I'm not getting the horse going again. Back to the cemetery. It's not like anyone there is going to run away. And look, my horse is more dead than alive.
That's the guy that brought us here. Maybe it could change his attitude. Okay, we'll come back here in a bit.
I'll be right back.
So we know there might be something that allows us to manipulate him to our favor. We have to know more about his secrets. We have to kind of figure some stuff out about his background. Something right here. Wipe the sweat from his forehead. So with this rag, we can pick up some details. His spine cracked like a fishbone. Nobody. Oh, yeah. So he's overworked. He's overworked and feels unappreciated, maybe. He's a hardworking guy. You know, we could maybe appeal to him, like, you know, feeling underappreciated. He's tired and weary. I can relieve his suffering. So I can manipulate him next. Before we do that, we'll see if there's anything else in this area. I was gonna say this is gonna be a invisible wall. I'll see if there's anything else in the area. I might check on the wise woman. Also, okay, the Thaumaturge is seeking 2 people. Oop. Yeah, he's right in front of this person, so there's that one. That's a real obvious one. Looking for anything else that catches our eye. There wouldn't be anything here. We've already done stuff on the inn. Have I gone over here? I feel like I have. And there is a map. Can I... Person with the flaw, yeah. Okay. An overall map. I think this is where we started. The recipe, yeah. We've already been down that way. Okay. Let's go ahead and... Do I check with the wise woman first? I think we're gonna come back here pretty soon. Because this... Oh wait, no. They're pointing us this way. Is it the wise woman? Or maybe it's her. Innkeeper's daughter doing behind the barn. There's a barn we should seek out. Yeah, well, I don't know. I'll poke my head into here real quick, see if there's any other conversation topics that were not available previously.
I'm going in so...
Take advantage of the superstition. Let's go ahead and try this one.
A lot of people benefit from your wisdom. They're superstitious and timid, as far as I've been able to figure out. Easy to control, right?
Pot calling kettle. That, my boy, that you can ask that charlatan with fancy dress and beard. Who takes advantage of who here? Bah! The people here are believers, of course. But the spirit in the village is real too.
Do you mean Rasputin?
He didn't bring that evil spirit here. He draws on the spirit because he got folk to heal. But it's not him who brought it. We brought it on our own heads. And we've got to deal with it ourselves.
Oh. Did something bad cause it to happen?
That's nothing human. One evil spirit here persecutes people. And you can hear it now and then, sometimes. Tragedies attract it. And impure thoughts. We here call it a Bukovac.
Right, we saw it earlier in the note.
Places probably call it other things.
An evil spirit's an evil spirit. It torments people and turns their weaknesses against them.
And what if I told you I could get rid of it?
I'd say I'll believe it when I see it. And I'd ask, how else can I help you?
Okay. That's it for now.
Well, then,
I'm glad I went ahead and tried that just to see what would happen. I was thinking maybe she'd be like, she'd tell me to fuck off and it would, damage our reputation in some way. The downside of a game like this is like, you know, it's kind of hard to tell what the rules are. What are the consequences of a spicy dialogue option like that? Yeah, there was that one thing that we kind of saw another person say. What's the farmer's what was that woman's daughter doing behind the barn? I was like, well, what barn? There's a lot of barns here. I don't think she means Vesna. I think she means someone else. But I feel like we've already explored as much as we can. So let's go ahead and take the horse back to the graveyard while we're at it. Yeah, we got Flexi in the house, by the way. What's up, Flexi? And Knott's popping in as well. Not, I'm gonna venture a guess. Did you have something to do with this? Thank you, Flexi. Flexi, very much for that raid. Very generous of you. Appreciate the raid, buddy. Thank you, my friend. We're playing a really cool game. It's called the Thaumaturge. We got a review copy for this game. Came out about a week or two ago, and I'm digging it so far. It's a very interesting kind of story-driven game. We play as a titular Thaumaturge. It's basically like a miracle. I think the definition of a Thaumaturge is like a miracle doctor, or like it's a miracle alchemist, kind of, sort of. It's a kind of a vague name or a vague description, but the basic gist is we can like perceive the emotions and like feelings of the world around us differently than others, and we have this connection with these spirits called salutors that we can use to our benefit. And we've used our powers, our abilities, to kind of sense the coachman. We want him to take us back to the graveyard, but he was like, listen, man, I'm tired. My horse is exhausted, but we can use our powers to manipulate him into doing things that we want him to do. I'm going to do that right now.
I'm not going anywhere.
And Flexi, thank you very much for that raid. I really appreciate you doing some Final Fantasy. Oh, the new one. Yeah. That's awesome, bud. Not says I didn't do a thing. Well, regardless, Not, it's good to see you, bud. Because, yeah, sometimes, whether or not you guided Flexi, I appreciate you guys. Flexi, how was your stream, by the way? You've played this before? Okay, yeah, so you can tell I'm still pretty early on, so I don't quite know what to expect, but I am excited. The trailer and like the general vibe of the game really caught my eye. I've been playing a lot of a game called Banishers: Ghosts of New Eden, and that game has some parallels with this game's kind of setting, so I'm really digging it. Flexi, whenever somebody raids me, I always like to ask if you have any clips to share. This could have been from a recent stream or a stream a few months ago or even a few years ago. Doesn't matter. If there's anything you want to plug or anything you want to share, I'd love to see it, because you've done me a solid by rating me. The least I can do is to, if you got a clip to share, we can all watch it together and we get a little taste for your content. See what you're all about. But you know, I don't want to put you on the spot. If you're, you know, if you got something that you'd like to show off, I'd love to see it. But no pressure otherwise. Also, your name is familiar, Flexi. Are you a fellow... I'm going to go on a limb here. Are you a fellow Daredrop individual? Because I know that... I don't know if not... if you are on Daredrop. But I know Voxivs is... You're a Daredevil. I thought I recognized your screen name. That's right, bud. Gotta represent, right? So you probably know about banner shoes. You probably know all about that. Yeah, that's part of what caught my eye with this game, because I really love that game. And I can make his fatigue go away with our Thaumaturge powers. So yeah, if you got a clip first, I'd love to see it. Like I said, nice way we can kind of cross-pollinate each other, right? Like I get to you hit me with the raid, which is so generous. The least I can do is put a clip of yours on the screen so we can all watch it together. And people who weren't already following you get a little taste of the Flexi experience.
Maybe you'll change your mind and drop me off at the cemetery.
So we stroke our book suggestively, well, and we manipulate him for our own gain.
Much more exciting than the cemetery, and I meant to take the horse out for a ride. So get on.
So it's not so much that we like appealed to. Like, oh, maybe I can help him out. Maybe I can have like a, you know, scratch my back, you know, scratch yours. We just used magic and we just kind of did a Jedi mind trick. I was thinking maybe we would like use what we know about him to kind of skew the conversation the other way. Yeah, it's a very good game. Was a skeleton? He was. Yeah, that's the, I think if I go into this view here, that's this fella. That is our Salutor, or Salutor, I suppose. It's like this, it's like a spirit, devil, demon thing that allows us to kind of, it's like sort of a familiar. It's a familiar, if you like in Dungeons and Dragons, kind of in the spirit realm that we can use to manipulate things in our favor, very subtly, like we saw. Also, he helps us out in combat, as you can see with these kinds of numbers here. But, yeah, links are allowed. Links are very much allowed. Very much allowed, especially in a case like this. And we have if you listen close, we snap our fingers to use our perception skills, our perception abilities to kind of sniff out things that only a proper thaumaturge can suss out in our environment around us. We perceive things differently than those around us. Also, Rasputin is in this game. There was mention of Napoleon. There's a few historical figures that have at least some sort of prominence.
Does that mean I helped, Thaumaturge?
I will thank him for his help.
I have enough words to thank you for what you've done for me. I haven't felt this way in years.
I'm glad I could help.
There we go. Rasputin's a good fit. Yes, Rasputin fits very well in a game like this, given his Russian mystic reputation, I suppose.
When I heard you were at the cemetery, I was sure I'd see you resurrecting the dead.
Not yet. Today I'm just praying for rest for Vasily's soul. The whole village is suffering after his loss. He was the elder here.
He cursed this place. Since he died, darkness and misfortune have hung over the village.
You see, to them, every harm comes down to witchcraft. They believe that after Vasily's passing, the village was possessed by some monster that howls at night or some other...
It's the creature we've heard about. So we know that's the main quest subject to go for.
What changed in the village after the elder died?
Let's go for the optional topics first.
Everything's gone topsy-turvy. When folks get to arguing now, they're so hot-headed. Before you know it, they're at one another's throats.
It's like we saw earlier.
Ladies have no patience for kids, nor lads for ladies, nor neighbors for neighbors. Any word might seem offensive and like an insult waiting to happen. Then you've got to fight.
Tragedies such as Vasily's death leave their mark on everyone. It takes time to come to terms with something like this. That doesn't mean this place is possessed by dark forces.
Okay. Fair.
How did this help?
Twitter users.
There was a fire, sir.
People that are chronically online, just in general, yeah.
And him burning, swearing, speaking curses. And the curse stuck. Those ruins seem a profaned place now. A wicked spirit has taken over the blighted land.
Don't encourage her. Once she gets going, it can't be stopped.
Kind of surprised he's a bit skeptical about this.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know anything about being chronically online and or getting into disputes with the rabble on social media. I wouldn't know anything about that. Nah, I guess I haven't in a while, but still. I had my heyday back in the day. I'm an old man nowadays. I can't I don't have it's not so much that I don't have the patience, it's that I don't really care enough anymore. Died. Okay, when the house burned down, gotcha. I was thinking, yeah, they'd be sad he's gone. Now they're like terrified of him.
Healing me, I had a dream, a vision. But on the borderline of sleep and wakefulness, I thought I saw a salutor. That's what might be influencing the villagers in Wailing at night.
They're good people, but none too bright, Victor. I'm afraid they might be talking about a train.
The wise woman was saying the evil spirit is a book of hatch.
Does the creature hunting you rattle chains, slither around, and have a mouth full of giant fangs?
A book of hatch.
Where did this
Convenient.
live?
I'll show you. Let's allow Vasily's soul to rest for today. Amen.
The hat looks very warm. She's very superstitious. I mean, I can't say I blame them. I'd be a little bit freaked out too, honestly. I can hold that against them. Happy and peaceful? Not quite. Yeah. Yeah, just like we saw earlier. People are, like, extremely tense. High-strung. Something's going on. Something indeed. So go check out the Burn Homestead. I'll kind of look around and see if there's anything else that catches our eye. I wonder if they think it's suspicious at all. This stranger walking around the graveyard, talking with people, listening on conversations, and just quietly snapping to himself. It's like I'm attending a slam poetry contest or something. Open mic night at a slam poetry event.
So that's how you want to play.
It's already been damaged. Okay, so I can't... Deed is the one I've not leveled. And I need more juice. I need more juice so I can get that one. What's this one, by the way? Here. Bukovac. Okay. I think this game features a lot of, like, old-timey Polish folklore, like Slavic folklore. Not unlike some of the stuff we saw in Gord, actually. Gord had a lot of, kind of general Slavic folklore, creatures and monsters and whatnot that were, sometimes, like, a focus of the game. Other times were just kind of mentioned in passing, but I have a feeling this game has, kind of a similar thing they're going for with the storytelling, which is cool. I didn't always have the nicest things to say about Gord. I didn't love that game as nearly as much as I'd hoped that I would, but the overall vibe and aesthetic was pretty cool. That does make me hopeful. So he's gonna take us back then, back to the guy's house. Is there anything else I can do on my own? Eh, probably not. Down here. All right, let's just go back. Where to now? Back to the village or back to the burned homestead. So that's clearly the main quest. Let's go back here because there was one other thing in the village. Good to know we can go to and from. Easy peasy. There might be more with the wise woman then. we can talk to. So I'm curious. And they want us to go this way. Innkeeper's daughter doing behind the barn. Right. Innkeeper's daughter behind the barn. I wonder if I should go into the inn proper. We haven't been in there in a while. Can I pet the dog again? I cannot. Yeah, that's clearly a... The fact that that has come up a couple times means that it's not a coincidence. That's going to be related to some kind of quest. It's just, the only thing is that it's not clear to me which barn we're talking about here. There's no other tidbits that come up. And we've explored pretty thoroughly otherwise. What's wrong with the book? Yeah, this one right here. And I can't get anything else from her. So the innkeeper's daughter. The best I can figure is that that's going to be relating to the Vesna situation, or it's going to be relating to the wise woman in some way. Let's check on the wise woman, see if there's anything else that she has for us. Now that we've advanced some things a little bit more.
You've been going in...
Nope, nothing yet.
Well,
yeah, so that might just mean that we have to advance other quests first. Don't mind me just getting stuck on something. I mean, I could try Vesna again, but she's probably gonna say, "Get the heck out of here." Open the door. By the hair of my chinny chin chin, she says, "Not doing it." It's not Vesna. Can't get in here. This is warm coat. What was the innkeeper's daughter doing behind the barn? The barn. Is this the guy I beat up earlier? Hard to say. It's hard to keep up with some of the dudes, some of the people we've beat the shit out of. But, I mean, they were fights that they started. They started it, so I ended it. Yeah, just that note behind the barn, yeah. Well, in the meantime, let's go back to the burned homestead. Or not go back, but go to the burned homestead, because that's what we need for the main quest, obviously. And sure enough, it's pretty burnt up. Have you learned anything yet? Let's explore around first.
Can you feel it? It's the smell of mystery.
Destroyed door frame that somehow survived the fire. Says this is a fearful home. Fear of the flames. Fear about losing a loved one. An impetuous person. Huh. About the hinges finally letting go. Okay. Well, let's keep looking. Interesting little bit of detail.
Horrible death.
Bloodstain here. Might be where the elder succumbed to his wounds. Inflicted with scissors, it says? Huh. So the person died before... Wait, hold on. So they didn't die by the fire necessarily. And then the flames came. Interesting. I mean, if that's true, if the person died by some, stab wound and then the house burned down, that does raise some suspicion. Can I go around back? Not that way.
I felt
something over here.
Where is it? Something is off.
I don't have deed unlocked yet. Bring us back here. Yeah, we won't be able to... I mean, realistically, we won't be able to master all of these dimensions when it comes to... When it comes to kind of sussing out our environment here. Charred ragdoll, okay. Lots more fear, okay. Age-old painting, a child's fear, it says. A smelling of turpentine that constricts the throat and forces tears from the eyes, it says. We did just get this one unlocked, so I'll go ahead and go for deed 1. And we, of course, have another upgrade. Enemy is in the suffering state. I don't think I know what suffering state is, but that sounds pretty cool. Put it on that one. Since that's all about reducing focus anyway. We have all that we need then? Oh, right. There was the thing down here that I didn't have the ability to properly appreciate then. I can appreciate it now. There we go. Cuts through the leather like a razor. Okay, this is not a boring piece of clothing, but a tormentor's tool. Trouser belt. Ah, interesting. That cuts into its wearer. I wonder what that's kind of getting at. Anything else back here? I mean, there's more stuff burned out back this way. Can go ahead and talk. Oh, here's our fella. I talk to him. Let's talk to Rasputin first.
What do you expect to find in this place? The fire was almost a year ago.
Oh, it's been a long time then.
Time doesn't matter much here. I'm looking for clues and personal traces that will lead me to whoever is carrying the flaw that lured the Salutor here.
I see. I thought I could be helpful to you, but I don't really understand what you're telling me.
I don't know what any of those words mean, bro.
People always leave behind individual bits of their personality, even on everyday objects and such. I can decipher the thoughts and actions imprinted on these objects, and then match them to their owner. This lets me gather immense knowledge about a person, especially if I need to find someone.
What else can you do?
If I do manage to catch another Salutor, that would be a very rare occurrence, in fact. An ordinary Thaumaturge wouldn't even try more than once. Only a few have multiple Salutors.
Why?
The others are cowards, or do we tell... I mean, I don't know if there's a downside to feeding our pride.
Because they're afraid. Like the ones who claimed humans wouldn't learn to fly or even reach the pole. But the failure of others doesn't mean those people are right. It means a mistake was made somewhere.
Isn't this exactly the sort of thinking that caused your problems that led you to me?
That doesn't matter anymore.
Then what's changed?
This time, I've got you with me.
Is he like in our party, I suppose?
Above all, flaws are deeply hidden marks left on human souls. They form under the influence of tragic events.
What does that have to do with salutors? Is that Latin?
Yes, from the word newcomer. People have always taken salutors to be spirits, demons, or imps.
Like from those fairy tales, the wise woman and the other old crones tell the locals.
Sometimes, those sorts of fairy tales and legends describe how humans perceive a salutor. They don't take a physical form. Salutors are attracted to the flaws hidden within people. Thaumaturges discover these flaws inside someone, bring them to the surface, and adopt them to lure the salutor. Those are the moments when I've usually failed. I haven't been able to hold on to a salutor. I didn't know how to bind one to myself.
What about you? Do you have a flaw?
I guess we'll go ahead and be honest.
Flaw of pride.
I wouldn't have guessed.
And now? Thanks to your help, I can once again discover people's flaws and the salutors hiding behind them. And I think I'm now able to catch my second salutor.
It's still a little bit hard to follow, admittedly. I'm starting to like kind of piece some aspects of it together.
Why did you want to come here with me?
I have never gotten to know it.
And I can capture my second salutor. It's like capturing Pokemon.
Learn as much as possible about your abilities.
I need to look around this place a little more.
I won't stop you.
Okay, so with that,
this house was always full of fear, and its owner was still alive when the house caught fire. Someone wanted to kill him. The fire only covered up the crime.
we get to see. Oh, okay, there it is. There's the beast.
Another gave birth to the flaw that you attached to, didn't it? I'll find you when I track down the murderer. I know who owns this doll. Maybe I should give them back to her. She ought to know more about what happened here.
Is that for Vesna? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we'll be able to use that to open a dialogue with her. She's still fearful, yeah. Was the elder, maybe it was her father?
Victor! I hope you've got what you want now, Thaumaturge. Because I think it's time to get out of here.
These guys.
Why the hurry, Father? We're the Tsar's men. How about the donation for the Tsar's army?
They were so nice earlier. I bet they're going to be really nice now.
I think this is the guy with the nice boots.
You're the guy who trashed our comrades?
Yes, and you can do it again. I don't know if there's a downside to feeding our pride. Surely there's a downside. But I will absolutely spit in their face.
Do exactly the same to all of you.
He's not as
Do they doubt it?
he looks. He actually looks better than he did the other day.
But
Yeah, our guy was pretty fucked up at first.
He's still alone.
Not anymore, I'm not.
I guess our guy does look a little bit less fucked up than we first arrived. Rasputin's like, you got this. You're fine, you can handle it. Oh, and just the upgrade. Nah, the upgrades are fine. I do appreciate that it gives you the opportunity to adjust things if need be, but it's like, nah, I'm confident. All right, first off, this worked out really well last time. I think the shorter ones means we get to go first. So focus of one, and one. Eventually they will have multiple focuses. I won't be able to just rely on this very, very good combo. So I'll go ahead and start with this one. Reduce his focus down. Make him all staggered and sad. Or broken down, rather. I will go... I mean, we don't need to go for the concussion. Because our spirit fellow is going to attack him, and then I'll go for the... Actually, the planned attack. Actually, the concussion is faster, oddly enough. Why the hell not? Might as well. It's a guaranteed hit. That works. So we're going to take a hit. The good news is we heal after every combat, so there's really no downside to, you know, taking a couple hits. Same thing. I'm going to have him go for a standard hit, but that heals us. We lost some focus ourselves. So I'll go ahead and drop his ass. Double damage, by the way. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it was just satisfying damage. And then he will... same thing. Probably just the standard attack, just because we're going to drop his ass anyway. Well, actually, will we? I might have miscounted. I'm still feeling confident. Even if he hits us first, we're gonna fuck him up real good. Oh yeah, he's out of there. Never doubted it for a moment.
Me? Yes, but can these salutors also help you in a fight? Can you manipulate people and cast these demons into their minds?
Generally speaking, yes. Are you sure you're right, sir?
Call me Grigori.
Let's head
Ooh,
back.
first name basis.
I have to visit someone in the village who can tell me more about what happened here.
All right. We got a buddy. So go talk to Vesna. Right. Anything else I wanted to poke around with here? I don't think so. I mean, we could come back if we ever wanted to, but I don't think we need to. I think there was maybe one thing. There was one other moment. Was it the cemetery? No, I don't think it was the cemetery. There was one other moment we were able to pick up on something. Actually, maybe it was a cemetery. I'm popping there real quick. It'll take like 5 seconds. There was a moment where we didn't have the... we didn't have deed leveled up at all. And there was a thing we picked up on that... Yeah, there was a thing we picked up on but couldn't properly examine. That now we can examine properly. This tombstone's already been damaged. Guided by a hateful hand. Somebody was angry and sad and chaotic. Okay. Death is not enough. Vandalizing a grave is not enough. So someone is unsatisfied by this person's death. So yeah, that was the thing we couldn't quite fully understand earlier, but now we have the stats to do so. There were others in the inn earlier, but that was before we had any experience, so we couldn't do shit with the knowledge we'd gained. There's still... Oh wait, no, it's not her. It's the other person over here. Actually, I think that person moved, because yeah, Vesna is the person we're going to now. And oh, I can't even knock on the door anymore. Alright, well, what's my buddy think?
Now I know that woman's trace. Vesna and her husband both left traces of themselves at Vasili's burned-out farmstead. Lucas sincerely loves his wife. You think he loves her strongly enough to kill for her?
She was responsible?
You're right. It'd be better to ask Vesna about that.
Well, she doesn't want to talk to us previously. Identical to the door frame. Okay, so yeah, I mean maybe there is a connection here. Well, maybe now we can get somewhere with this conversation.
I wanted to talk. Ma'am, please open.
We've tried this a couple times.
Please go. We didn't invite any guests over.
That's familiar.
Please open the door. I'd like to have a chat about your husband.
You'd better not be here when he gets back. He's not as talkative or polite as I am.
Okay. Are there more things we can pick up on? A sullen, what's that word? Churl? And a recluse. That is
I know
suspicious.
You're scared, but please just open the door a crack and let me ask one quick question.
What do you want?
Trying to make her feel safe. Give her the doll. Let's try the first one.
Please don't be afraid. I just need to know where I can find your husband.
He's chopping wood in the clearing by the forest.
It's helpful. Now I was hoping we could like give her we could also give her the doll. Although maybe that wouldn't have gotten us as much. I mean, the only reason we were able to do that is because we had heart leveled up. Just like in Captain Planet. Heart's been doing really well for us, so let's assume that Heart is something we should continue to invest into. Although it's already 2, actually. I mean, I guess there's really there's no wrong thing to invest into. All of them will come in handy at some point anyway. Maximum damage possible. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, okay, it's a thing you cast. Okay. That's a point to the dimension heart, right. Yeah, maybe I should look at it this way. Look at, like, what abilities interest me. Still the enemy's actions. We haven't seen any of them require level 2 something or another. But it's only a matter of time before that comes up. Still the enemy's actions. Which is actually pretty cool. Damage to the next attack. That is a... Yeah, it's a cast. Okay, that's an ability. Some kind of spell thing. Lose focus instead of damage. I don't know if I would love that. So probably one of these two. Slowing enemies' action sounds kind of nice. Let's go with this one. The thing is, strong attack tends to... That's like the finisher, with most of these fights at least. So yeah, I would like to... The enemy is in the suffering state. We haven't seen the suffering state yet. Let's go with this one. Give 60% chance of slowing the enemy's action, which is good. We'll go with this one too. I mean, just so it's on something. Oh, I thought you could stack things. Like, that is incorrect. Maybe it's not so much that you can stack multiple things. It's that there's, like, different tiers of upgrades. So a 2-tier or a 3-tier upgrade can go here. But not 3 1-tier upgrades. Or 1 and a 2. Okay, that's fine. So we know where he is, at least. I guess that's ultimately what we wanted to know. So it sounds like we don't have suspicion on Vesna necessarily. We have suspicion on her husband and where he was the night of the murder. Well, the night of the guy's death, but it was clearly a murder. Based on the evidence that we were picking up. I'm gonna poke my head into the wise woman's yurt real quick. The cottage. The odd chance there was anything new.
There is something here.
There is something. Saint's icon. Okay. Okay. I mean, so, yeah, so she's... I mean, she's a wise woman. I mean, it's... Makes sense that this would be the kind of thing that she'd be all about. She's to speak before I die.
I'm going in so many circles.
It's got a couple things. Putting a curse on Vasily. It's awfully presumptuous.
That tragedy at the Elder's farm. Did it affect people badly?
Some less, others more. He was like an icon to some folk here.
But I found out he could be heavy-handed.
He was a drinker and a beater. So, some folk here don't miss him one bit. Have you got many more nosy questions?
Yes. Putting a curse on Vasily.
Cursed him, didn't you? Vesna's father. You put some hex on him, right?
A spell. I help people, yes.
It was a good curse.
Vesna had a
Positive
brother
curse.
and father, and believes in curses, spells, and hexes. Is that all? Because, like I said, I don't want to waste time and die here gabbing with you.
Okay. Had a dark side. So we're piecing some things together about this guy. Like we're drawing a map. It's like by the end of this kind of first adventure, we're gonna look like that scene in that classic scene in It's Always Sunny, where Charlie's looking at the map with the crazed look in his face. So yeah, some people liked him, others kind of feared him. Sounded like he was more of a maybe a bit of a tyrant at times for some people at least. Some in the village holds a deep grudge. Probably Luca, if I had to guess. I'll confront her with my suspicions.
Vesna came here for help, didn't she? Vasily drunk and beat her, and no one did anything about it. So you put that curse of yours on him.
I even went to talk to him. How did you know that?
I don't see a downside in revealing our profession.
I am a Thaumaturge.
You people's magic. That's something I've got no faith in.
Go on.
For me giving Vasily a piece of my mind, he took it out on Vesna.
And then her husband walked in and killed Vasily, and he's the one my salutor latched onto.
As for the second thing, could be. But it wasn't Luka that killed Vasily. It was Vesna.
And she knew that this whole time?
I was there.
Oh!
Until now, only 2 people knew what happened there.
Surprised she kept that to herself, and she's just admitting it to us now.
I'll do my best to help you.
Then I think we have to talk to Vesna.
I'll confess, I'm not cool. Well, I guess this is all trying to understand the monster that we saw in our vision. I just had a moment, I was like, why are we doing all this? And it was like, all right, we saw the monster, we're trying to understand its origins. And the monster came about because of this murder that went down. Husband had nothing to do with the elder's death, okay. But maybe he was covering for her? Right. So yeah, he was her dad, yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, that was not... I maybe a little bit expected. Slightly, but not quite. I figured Luca was the main person here. We never even got to talk to Luca. We just kind of went right to the lady. Wonder if I could still go to talk to him. Like, I could just choose not to go to the door there. What if I went to... Because I'd still be curious to see what that guy would have to say, but the answer is probably not much. If I do a quick little looky-doo.
Again.
Yes.
This time, it's a matter of life and death.
How is your search going?
Almost finished. I know who's attracting the Bukavach.
Can you reveal that secret?
It's Vesna.
Do you still want to catch that salutor?
Yes, absolutely.
Despite the risk?
I hope I can persuade you to come with me.
That's an enormous favor you're asking me. I hope you'll be able to return it.
I give my word.
Not much to think about here. If we can help Vesna, then get this nag quick to clearing like Mr. Shulsky asks.
Oh, she wasn't oh, okay, so I kind of skipped a dialogue, but that's fine. She wasn't there is what they were gonna find. She was out this way. That's fine. So we probably get to talk to both of them, Luca and Vesna, about this whole thing. So if this was a speedrun, I would have accidentally skipped a dialogue for optimal speedrunning fastness, optimal efficiency.
Child, we have to talk.
He's got the axe. Oh shit. The moldy axe.
To fight.
You shouldn't have threatened my wife.
I know what you did.
You don't know what you're saying.
On the contrary, she's the one who brought the Bukavach here. She killed Vasily. When the wise woman's spell didn't have an effect, you decided to finish him off yourself, didn't you?
We can sense.
You're the one who killed your father.
And sense her guilt.
And I'd do it again if I could.
Is she mad? Is she gonna turn into the demon?
Get out of here!
Here you are, Vesna's flaw is mine, and you're mine.
Reminds me a little bit of the Upside Down from Stranger Things. These, like, visions we have of this, like, paranormal dimension. Yeah, probably balanced. Still freedom, yeah. So, this is, like, real combat. I don't know if it's a boss... I mean, maybe it's a boss battle. It's more real than the, you know, just fighting the chumps and the soldiers from earlier. A wild Thaumaturge. Shadows that protect him, which is the first person here. I think that's Luca. Okay. When he'll send more enemies. Good to know. Yeah, that's Luca right there. Do I need to adjust anything? Nah, it's fine. We Gucci. So, yeah, so in order to reach the Vukovac himself, we need to drop this guy first. He has quite a bit of focus. 38 HP. I really don't have any immediate way to use the big attack. So, let's think about this. 11 to 14. It would take 3 rounds to do enough damage to drop him with the planned attacks. And all the while... Oh, he doesn't do a lot of damage to me. Big guy does a bit. Yeah. Big guy does a bit. It's not a ton of damage, though. It just takes a while for focus to happen. I can slow his actions. His actions don't really bother me too much. I'm just gonna pummel him. And then our other fella... Because, yeah, I can basically reduce 2 focus each round. Or I can just do a big attack. He's gonna do a little bit of damage. It's fine. Or just beat the shit out of a spirit person. Spirit demon... Or not demon, but spirit fella. While a demon yells at you. The suffering state. Oh, that's the suffering state. Okay. Okay. So what does suffering mean? Receives damage at the end of each round. It does stack. Okay, that is a little bit spicy. But I'm still confident that we'll be able to drop him pretty quick here. So I will do big attack. And I'm gonna have my guy go for a heal. Removes all negative. Oh, removes all negative states. Oh, baby. Yeah, I don't want this building up too much. The other damage is pretty minimal, but those suffering stacks are going to get pretty gross. So I don't really care too much about removing the focus, because I'm just pummeling him to death at this point. Oh, we get another one. All right, so the bad juju has been removed. Let's get a little bit. Let's I mean, it's very little damage anyway. 6 or 5 to 6. Yeah, we get a free heal if we do it this way. Ouch. There's the negative state again, but that's fine. That should finish him. Finish him. Summon some more buddies. So we never... I guess we don't fight the demon, the monster fella firsthand. We fight out the characters that he's summoning to help him. We recognize him from earlier. So, yeah, same kind of thing here. We definitely want to remove the negative things. He has got a focus of 1. So I will do that, and then I will remove the... I mean, well, I guess that was kind of a waste. Can I go back? I can go back, okay. Because we're going to get his focus removed anyway for free. And I want the Thaumaturge's focus removal ability, because that removes the status effects. So I guess I'll just go for... Restore 0 focus. I haven't lost any. I'll just go for this one. Use this one. There we go. Oh, she just fucking punched me in the dick. Hurts a little bit. I will go... Oh, that's just something else. Inflicts damage. Restores your health. That's nice. I'm more concerned... Oh, the status things are gone. Okay. Never mind. Restores your health. Half what you've lost. Same with this thing. Oh, it's because he's weakened. It's because he's in the vulnerable state. We don't need to do this, but it'll look really cool. Stab the shit out of him. And got some health back. So there's the negative states again. Oh, there's the dick punch. A familiar dick punch. So same thing. I would rather have my spirit fella do his focus removal thing, because that gives me the status restoration. And it makes her real sad. And again, go for a solid hit then. Can't do the big one. Oh, she actually has very little. She has more focus. So I could do that again. She only has 20 health, though. Yeah. 8 damage, you'll get some health back. That's fine. She doesn't have a ton of focus. In fact, that might be enough to kill. Or knock her out. Ouch. So other actions. Let's see, 7 HP. Yeah, just go for the finish. Okay, that was, yeah, very little damage. We restored a little bit. That dropped her. Oh, did you see it? Her legs were disconnected from the rest of her torso. Nice detail. That's a way to avoid any, like, classless upskirts, you know? Undignified upskirts. Just don't give them a torso.
You blind fool.
A little faith, Thaumaturge. Focus on what's true. My voice is true. I am the truth, you see. Look.
Our Mystic Healer is able to be our anchor here. Is it enough to vanquish the demon? Or no, we're trying to, like, capture him. We're trying to add him to our Pokedex of sorts. Thaumadex. Yeah, we're taming him. Yes, that's exactly what it is. We've weakened him. Yo, hit him with the Pokeball. Is it enough? He's a Deed Dimension Salutor. Oh, so the Salutor you have equipped has some kind of, like, benefit to one of the dimensions. Oh, but we're done. Okay, I thought maybe there was more. Okay, we got it.
Unbelievable.
How do you feel? Are you alright?
Yeah, a monster collector kind of aspect was not on my bingo card for this game.
A crowd of furious lumberjacks with axes, so I'd say I've been better.
What?
So we never actually fought her.
I do it again. None of you understand anything. It's because of this magician.
We punched her emotions with our
The
emotions.
magician didn't kill Vasily. He didn't bring the evil here. You're a witch! To the stake with her! To the stake!
Then kill me too. I was there. I saw everything. Vasily, Bach. You're big men now. But when he was beating Vesna for years, no one lifted a finger. Bah. Now you're all so brave against her. Go home, pray better, and leave.
A little bit, Alias, yeah, a little bit. I mean, on the one hand, murdering a dude, not too good, but at the same time, sounds like the dude was a piece of shit, had been abusing her for years. You know, can you blame her? Can you blame the poor girl? Right, so that is, like, I guess our first adventure in this game quelled and resolved. Happy ending, I suppose, as happy as it can be. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. It is getting pretty late, and I've been streaming for 8 hours. A rare 8-hour stream. I don't do these very often nowadays, but yeah, nice 8-hour stream. Shoutouts to Alias. Played some great games with him and some other homies. It was a super fun stream. Shoutouts to my wife for being okay with me doing a big log stream here and helping with the doggy, with our brand new doggy, who's actually down here with me right now. I appreciate her patience as well. This is a fun night. This is a really fun night. Do a manual save. Always go with a named save whenever I have the opportunity to do so. The plan is to do a full playthrough of this game. I might kind of jump around to a couple different games just because we have a bunch of stuff queued up and a bunch of stuff started that we want to eventually go back to finish. But yeah, the intention is to eventually finish this game. I like it so far. There is jank. There is definitely some jank. The aesthetic and, like, the overall vibe I really do like. Some of, like, the dialogue's a little bit stiff. It's a little bit stiff, a little stunted. Again, I don't think it's bad writing. I just see it as maybe sometimes an awkward localization where I'm sure this happens from English into other languages and other countries. I think this is one of those where the localization, it hits a Western audience and we go, oh, this is a little weird, but you know, To really understand this game, you have to play it in the original Polish translation. You know, I'm not quite to that degree, obviously. I think sometimes it's these things. I like to think they don't get lost in translation, but there's just things that have a certain flavor about them that are different in certain circumstances. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. The combat's kind of like in Banishers, right? The combat's fine. It's okay. I'm more interested in the storytelling. I'm more interested in the mythology with the monsters. I think that's really cool.